Lots of people are ditching their Fire Stick and moving over to Android TV, thinking it gives them more freedom. But here's the bit that nobody wants to accept or nobody actually knows. Android TV or Google TV has its own app blocking system. So if you thought that I'm going to move over to Android TV, everything's going to work straight away, then unfortunately you are in for a bit of a surprise. Let me show you exactly what this new blocking feature is, how the blocking feature works, how it impacts all of your streaming applications, and what you can do to potentially turn it off. Now, every time I post a video on the Fire Stick, probably the most common comment I get, which you can see on the screen, is people telling me I've now bought an on-box, or I've switched over to Android TV, or I've binned the Fire Stick, I've torched the Fire Stick, I've thrown it away, I'm now moving over to Android TV, and with that I'm not going to see any more blocks. But what they don't understand is Android TV isn't completely open either. And in the past, I would say it was a lot more open, but some of the recent changes, they are now definitely making things more difficult, and things are going to get more and more stricter with what you can do on these Google TV devices. Now, the key part of this, or the key component, is called Play Protect. And what this basically means is if I try to install one of my favorite applications, I can open up a file manager. Let's say for a quick test, I want to install this thing over here. I click on that. I click on install. And what's happening now is Play Protect in the background is scanning this application and seeing if A, is the application safe, and B, does this application provide access to unlicensed content. And we can see straight away, we get the prompt telling us that this application is fake. It tries to take over your device and steal your data. So you can click on got it, and that basically stops the installation process. Now, if I scroll down, if I try another one, let's try this one over here. Click on install, and we can see more or less in a very similar fashion, it tries to install it, but at the same time, as soon as Play Protect gets a hold of the application, it does a quick scan, and again, the application is instantly blocked on your Android TV device. So you can see that Play Protect is the Google's built-in security system. It scans applications before you install them, but it also continuously scans apps in the background. So even if your application is working today, maybe in a couple of hours, maybe in a couple of days, the next time your application is scanned, and if it is deemed to be providing access to illegal content or potentially containing malware, again, Play Protect will automatically uninstall that application from your device, and it doesn't even tell you that it's doing that. The next time you open up your streaming device, you'll now notice your favorite streaming applications seem to be missing from the home screen. Now, one of the things that most people don't realize is Play Protect works differently on a TV versus on your Android phone or Android tablet, because Google presumes that it's a shared household device, a single TV, a single smart TV. And because of that, the default settings are a lot more stricter. So what you may be able to get away with on your Android phone, it's more likely that will be blocked on your Android TV or on your Google TV device. And here is the key thing that not many people explain or fully understand, that unlike on the Amazon devices, Play Protect on Android TV is not a mandatory feature or component. So in theory, you can actually turn it off if you are somebody that's a power user, if you are somebody that just doesn't care about any of these warnings, wants complete control of their device, you can actually turn this off. Now, actually, there are two things you can do. So let's try to install those applications again. So let's say, for example, I want to install this thing over here. I click on that. I see the message again about installing. And again, when that scan runs in the background, it should then block the application. But this time, when you see the block message, you can click on more details. And when you click on that, you can see there's actually an option which says install anyway. So yes, it tries to warn you. Yes, it tries to put you off. But if you are somebody that doesn't care or understands the risk, you can click on install anyway. And you can see now on my device, that should complete installing in a few seconds. And when I now press the home key, you can see here the application does actually successfully install. So that is one way you can actually install these applications, even if you see that particular warning. Now, the other option, which is obviously the bigger one, is you can actually completely disable Play Protect. And a quick disclaimer that if you are doing this on your device, then you do have to accept total responsibility. If you're downloading dodgy applications or applications from dodgy websites, then turning this off could actually put your device at risk. So you do have to understand the risks of this. But again, if you're somebody that understands the risks, or somebody that is just more of a power user and you're happy to do that, I will show you now how you can actually completely turn this off device wide. So at any time from that point forward, Play Protect will not be scanning in the background, scanning when you try to install applications. It will just not be running on your device. So the way you do that, let's now go over to the settings. Let's now go over to all settings, go down into privacy. Let's click on that. Scroll down and you should be able to see where it says security. And you can now see the two options there, which says scan apps with Play Protect and this other feature here. So I'm going to turn that off. And that's now been completely disabled on my device. So let's now press back. And let's now see if I try to install one of these applications, which was previously blocked. I can click on that, click on install. And this time I shouldn't see any warning, any recommendation, any blockage. The application should now just completely install on my device, allowing me to go ahead and use whichever streaming application I want to use. That's now completed. I can now press the home button. And we can see that the application did actually install successfully. So it is a slight workaround, but we can see definitely in terms of control, you do have a lot more control on these devices compared to the Amazon ecosystem. That's not to say that Google won't change things in the future or make things even more difficult. But right now, if you are using one of these devices, you can pretty much install any application that you like and you should be able to use it on your device. The other thing I would suggest that if you are going to be accessing certain content, it really is essential now to use a VPN before doing any of your streaming activities, because it changes your IP address, allows you to hide your real location, and most importantly, it stops your ISP from throttling you and trying to monitor you. With the VPN active, you now get a brand new IP address. Your IP address is like your online digital fingerprint, and with this brand new IP address, you can now unlock all of the Netflix libraries, you can access geolocked content, and really is just the best way to stay safe on all of your streaming devices. I personally recommend IPVanish. I've used them for more than 5 years now. I have tried other VPNs in the past, like Express, like Surfshark, like Nord, but I always just come back to IPVanish because of the reliability and the consistent speeds, and the fact that you get unlimited devices. Doesn't matter if you've got 200 TVs, 10 Fire Sticks, 2 laptops, all of those devices can be covered with a single account, and you then get total protection for all of your devices. Using my link does help support the channel, so many thanks for doing that. Do scan the QR code or look in the video description if you're interested in that. Also leave me a comment below, let me know if you have switched over to the Android TV platform, if I need to make more videos on this, or if you're sticking to the Amazon devices for now. So really appreciate your support. Do like and share this video, and I'll hopefully catch up with you guys real soon. Thanks.